Americans love to believe they've mastered the art of junk food. After all, they gave the world Spam, pickled pig's feet, and yes, even deep-fried butter. But the truth is, the rest of the world has some pretty weird food ideas too, just not as loud or proud about it as the US. So today, we're biting into some of the strangest items you'll find at American fast food chains around the globe. And, spoiler alert, you're about to get hungry, confused, and maybe even mildly horrified. Let's start strong with McDonald's and something they call the Nutella burger. Wait, what? Before you panic, no, McDonald's isn't putting beef, onions, pickles, and Nutella together. Yet, what they are doing, at least in Italy, is ditching the meat entirely and replacing it with a warm, gooey slab of Nutella between two soft buns. It's called the Sweetie Con Nutella, launched in 2016 right in Nutella's homeland. It's basically a dessert burger, or a desserger. You know what? That actually kind of works. Since its release, Italians have been devouring this chocolatey sandwich like it's the second coming of tiramisu. Is it healthy? Absolutely not. Is it delicious? By all accounts, yes. And honestly, no one goes to McDonald's for health food anyway. People go hazelnuts for it. Yeah, we said it. And it felt good. Up next, fries. Forget them. In Italy, you can trade your fries for a hunk of Parmesan cheese. Yep, introducing the Snack al Parmigiano. Instead of fries or onion rings, you get a small pouch with a pure, delicious block of Parmigiano. Locals call it pocket cheese. And honestly, that's the kind of weird innovation the world needs more of. Pizza toppings. Sure, we've seen it all. Pepperoni, pineapple, jalapeno go. But what if we flipped the whole thing upside down? Literally. Meet the Chiesa, a hybrid born from chicken and pizza, hence Chiesa. Now, chicken on pizza isn't new. Buffalo chicken, barbecue chicken, been there, eaten that. But KFC in Singapore and Saudi Arabia took things further. They replaced the dough with a flattened piece of fried chicken, then topped it with marinara, mozzarella, pineapple chunks, ham, you name it. Imagine chicken parmesan's eccentric cousin who drinks sangria at noon and wears Hawaiian shirts in winter. That's the Chiesa, and honestly, we respect it. Let's stay in Singapore for a minute, because it gets weirder. At Pizza Hut, they serve something called the Double Sensation Pizza. Sounds fancy, and maybe a little illegal. Here's how it works. It starts out looking like a normal supreme pizza, crust stuffed with cheese. Solid, but halfway down your slice, there's another pizza inside, with its own crust, also stuffed with cheese and sausage. And right at the center, a bright red cherry. Yep, a cherry. Because why not? It's like pizza inception. A pizza inside a pizza. Inside your stomach, inside your poor decisions. You don't eat it, you descend through it. Like a sweaty Leonardo DiCaprio whispering, "We have to go deeper." And now, from pizza to one. You like donuts? Cool. You like seaweed and pork floss? No? Well, too bad. At Dunkin' Donuts in China, you can grab the legendary pork floss donut. It's exactly what it sounds like. A donut topped with dried shredded pork and sprinkles of dried seaweed. The donut itself is made with less sugar and more yeast, so it leans savory instead of sweet. Think of it like a breakfast sandwich disguised as dessert, but with seaweed. Let's talk about fries. Specifically, chocolate-covered fries. At McDonald's in Japan, these aren't some secret menu item. They're a year-round staple. And when pumpkin spice season rolls in, things get festive. Introducing the Halloween Choco Potato Fries. Served on a tray, drizzled with chocolate sauce and pumpkin spice syrup. Sweet, salty, weirdly balanced. Japan does Halloween differently, and we respect the chaos. Staying in Japan, let's head over to Burger King for something a little darker. Literally, meet the Kuro burger. Kuro means black, and they are not kidding around. The bun is black. The cheese is black. The whole burger looks like it's been working night shifts in a coal mine. How? They add squid ink to the bun and bamboo charcoal to the cheese. The rest of the ingredients are normal. But everything else looks like a sandwich version of Batman. It got so much attention, McDonald's fired back. With an all-white burger, because nothing says culinary competition like trying to out-monochrome each other with sandwiches. But weird burgers aren't just Japan's thing. Let's talk Taco Bell. They're always remixing the quesadilla like adding Cheetos in the Philippines or kimchi in South Korea. But in the UK, they went full dessert mode. Atiza, behold the Kit Kat Chocodilla. It's exactly what you think it is. A flour tortilla, melted Kit Kat bars, and chocolate chips. That's it. No salsa, no beef. Just sweet, melty, crunchy goodness. A dessertadilla, if you will. It was so popular, it actually made its way to the U.S., where Midwestern Taco Bells now serve Kit Kat and Twix versions. Road trip, anyone you know what goes great with a hot summer day? Ice cream, maybe a sundae, maybe a Tabasco fudge sundae. Wait, what? Yup. At McDonald's in Hong Kong, they actually served a Tabasco-infused ice cream sundae. And it wasn't a prank. When Tabasco and McDonald's teamed up for a limited-time promotion, everyone expected spicy burgers, maybe peppery fries. Instead, they got fire in a cone. But this wasn't just Tabasco on top. It was blended into the ice cream itself, creating a cool, creamy, and very spicy dessert. Strange, absolutely. Popular. Weirdly, yes. Perfect for that one friend who says spicy food doesn't affect me. Right before crying into their milkshake. All right, now for the main event. The most excessive, most unnecessary, and somehow most on-brand fast food item of all time. The Windows 7 Whopper. Yes, that Windows 7. Back in 2009, when Microsoft wanted to promote the launch of Windows 7, they didn't make a flashy commercial. They made a 7-patty burger at Burger King Japan, like the regular Whopper. But with 7 full-size beef patties, stacked like a monument to poor decisions. It was $15. It was the size of a toddler. And it had the structural integrity of a soggy Jenga tower. Worse, it only had enough lettuce and tomato to cover the top patty, and no cheese, which should be a crime. Most reviews were lukewarm, too greasy, too messy, too hard to eat. Basically, a perfect metaphor for Windows 7. The whole promotion only lasted a week. But we're still holding out hope for a Whopper 10, maybe even Whopper XP Classic Edition. So, what do you think? Which one of these international fast food frankenfoods would you actually try? Drop your answer in the comments. And if you're hungry for more bizarre bites from around the world, we've got plenty more where that came from. So, from black burgers to pumpkin fries, seaweed donuts to 7-layer software sandwiches, we've seen just how weird fast food can get when it travels the globe. Turns out, the world isn't just hungry, it's creative and maybe a little unhinged. Would you try any of these? Or are you sticking to fries and nuggets like a rational human being? Either way, food this weird deserves to be talked about. So share your favorite fast food oddity in the comments. Who knows, maybe your local drive-thru is next to go rogue. Until next time, stay curious, stay hungry, and stay far, far away from anything called a meat sundae.